Yeah, I thought I'd just catch up on a few little things here. Some of the stuff I didn't video the other day. I talked about I was going to go over this and get this ready. And as I didn't video it because mainly it was just greasing it. Ain't too thrilling about that. But I'm checking some other stuff. Not that it's an issue right at this time. And I've suspected this for a while, but I found there's a lot of play in them pivot pins on this skid steer. I've changed them several years ago, and there's just a slug in there. It's got a taper to it, and I forget what the other side is. It's basically like two wedge-shaped pieces that come together, a stem going into a cone. I don't know how else to explain it, with the bolt going through it. Well, then there's a grease fitting there, but them things rust solid. You can't get grease in it, and it's wore down. I heard it growling here the other day. It's something I'm going to have to address here. I don't think it's that much of a problem just yet, but yeah, it's something I'm going to have to address here sometime this summer. It'll last a load of manure, and I'm seeing when I grease this pin here, it's wearing off on the back side. It's getting to the point where it's hard to get the grease gun on it unless you got play in there. So, and you can now show up here. You can see this other side. It should be kind of a tight fit in there, and it's got a gap. So I'm gonna have to pull these pins. I might have to replace some pins too. So that's something I got to work on. I kind of parked it in the mud there yesterday, but and the other thing I found, this hose here has been rubbing on this bolt. So I had a piece of this hose protector around here, slipped that on there to help protect that before I blow a hose. Because that is the one thing I hate about this machine the most. I'm gonna say it's open center hydraulics. I'm not exactly sure. There's open center and closed center hydraulics. And I'm assuming this is open center, meaning that when you're not doing anything, the oil's flowing all the time. With this machine, you blow a hydraulic hose, you're losing all your oil, period. Unless you shut everything right down. And so like I say, I don't like blowing a hydraulic hose on this machine. My New Holland, that one must be the opposite. I'm going to assume it's closed center. Because if I was to blow that hose there, that one there works the main, picks the booms up and down. If I was to blow that hose on the New Holland, as long as I don't lift the boom, I'm not losing oil. I can drive the thing whatever. It only pumps oil whatever circuit you're opening. This one here, like I say, I blow that hose, there ain't no stopping the oil unless you shut it off. So you're dead in the water. Like I said, if I was going through that mud hole over there and I blew that hydraulic hose, you got all of maybe 10 to 15 seconds to get out of there before you pump all the oil out and you can't move at all. So that's, like I said, the one biggest drawback to this machine I hate the most. And this machine is good for blowing hydraulic hoses. Out of all the equipment I got, I think I've replaced more hydraulic hoses on this machine than all my other machines combined. I don't know what it is, but it just not like it. So now I'm going to go over and update on that curtain. Oh yeah, the other day, this is my New Holland skid steer. When I was loading manure, I noticed I had a soft tire. And this tire would go soft, but it wouldn't go flat. I mean, it would be down under 20 pounds, but it'd never go completely flat. So I monkeyed around there, and I guess I plugged it at one time, and I can't find it. But somewhere in here, I thought it was a piece of wood at first in the tread, and I tried pulling it out, and then I realized it was one of them plugs. And when I pumped it up, it started leaking around it. So what I ended up doing, and I probably shouldn't mention it. I mean, another YouTuber, one of the old time farm YouTube channels, he brags it up all the time. But I put tire eject in it, and I'm not exactly sure. I might have had slime in there. I don't know. That might have been from a previous tire. It looked like there was a green stain on the threads. But I put tire eject in it and turned it around, and it sealed right up. So now last year when I put these tires on, you ain't gonna be able to tell here now because it's all covered up. When I put these on, I put tire eject in these. Because a skid steer tire is one of the most miserable things to get seated if you lose the bead. But that's the thing, they send you these little caps. Put a red cap on there, and you know the tire's got tire eject in it. Plus I also found the tread bead here. This was really bent over. I took a hammer and straightened that out. And it seems to be holding air here now, so we'll see. But this is the only tire that doesn't have tire eject in it, and I was kind of holding off trying to do that one because I'd like to get tires to this side, but I don't think it's going to happen this year either. But they ain't completely wore out yet, so at least that's holding the air now. And like I said, I finished up the curtain here yesterday, so I don't have this all the way down. The guy that did the electrical work and stuff, he does general contracting, he came up with this bright idea, forming that piece in there. He bent this metal, and like I say, when you put the curtain down, it will set down in here and wind can't get up underneath it, and it holds pretty good. But like here, this is where I got the regular tubing that this came with, and I used some aluminum clips, and then I cut a PVC, or not PVC, ABS plastic pipe. I was going to put 3 per section, but I changed my mind pretty fast. What I ended up doing is I only got 2. I don't know, maybe I should evenly space them. What I figured, I'm going to do it this way. I put one on each side of the straps that holds the main cover on, and if I need to go back, I can always put another one in between. That was the most bitch of a job. You wouldn't think plastic could cut, but plastic cut, sliced my other finger up. It was a bitch getting them on there. After about the 3rd one, I wised up. I went and got a bucket of hot water, and then I slipped them in the bucket of hot water, and then I basically just pried them about straight open, and you had all of maybe about 5 seconds to start getting them up around that pipe. But once I got on there and they contracted themselves down, now they're clipped on there pretty good. So that held it. And now I can open up my curtain all the way. Yeah, here's how they did. I just took the Sawzall and cut these apart because half the ones that couldn't get out. Now, like I said, this one here would have moved out, but you can see the little dinky self-tappers that they put in there. And you can see how much this one will turn before it catches that screw. It's just all blogging them holes right out. And that's all the width. You know, only 2 inches of tape, one width. They probably wrapped it twice. And that's one thing I didn't show yesterday. Like I said, I was going to take and I used Gorilla Tape, because that's what I had. But it was 4 inches wide. And like I said, I started on one side, went over, and came back. So I basically got a good 6-7 inches of pipe taped up, so it's going to help keep it from twisting in there more. And I basically got probably about 4 layers of tape over them screw heads. So like I say, none of that matters as long as it goes down through that sleeve. Now, I'll get this curtain opened up. This is the easiest way to do it. This curtain will work pretty good with the drill. Ow, damn it. Gotta make sure you keep that straight in there. That son of a bitch catches, it'll rip your wrist off. And that's about all higher it's gonna go. Now I got the curtain opened all the way down. I say the last couple years, it's been, that end's wasn't winding up all the way as it should, and it just kept getting worse and worse. Like I say, it was broke in 2 different places in there. So I got this curtain open today. Open that one up more. I just ain't not much of a hurry to get it all the way open here yet, because we're still going to get some cold weather. But the weather we're getting is pretty much ended maple syrup around here. It's 62 right now. It's been this way for the last 4 or 5 days. See, the neighbor's pulled his taps already. And this just amazes me. My dad, he would never tap until about this time. It was usually, he always said about St. Patrick's Days when he would tap. He tapped once or twice in February, and they would get 1 run, and then 2 weeks of no good weather, it would just freeze up. So he'd always hold off tapping late. We used to be boiling sap till the first week of April. Now if you're not tapped by the middle of February, you don't get nothing. But they say they got at least got this job done. I figured, like I say, I should be doing other stuff. I figured I'm going to get this done here now. I was going to wait till for a rainy day, but it is what it is. But this, like I say, this curtain here, I got to make sure works. This one gets opened and closed quite often because any rain comes from this way and it just blows in and soaks the hell out of these beds. So if there's any chance of rain, this curtain's got to get closed, or at least, you know, down to about 6 inches or so it doesn't blow in. But, so like I say, I could be opening this curtain 2-3 times a week, so I got to make sure this one's working good, and right now I'm happy with the way it is. And like I say, we start getting up in the 70s and 80s, I'll get that one opened up all the way. That one there, if the rain blows in, it doesn't hurt much. It's a feed alley, and that's actually sloped to the outside, so anything that comes in actually just goes right back out for the most part. Water sitting over there don't hurt nothing. But if we get, you know, these severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings or something, yeah, I'll close that curtain at least halfway down. Biggest thing is close that curtain halfway down. I close that front door on the south side, and usually don't have much problems with weather when we get severe storms. So I guess that's just a little bit of an update of the getting the skid steers and stuff. I say I pretty much got this stuff caught up enough here. Now I guess I'm going to start concentrating more on haul manure. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.